more like wolves, and very primitive in their DNA. And I like that. They're kind of very clear where they're coming from. They don't beg. You can't buy them. You either have an honest, authentic bond with them or you don't. And they can't pretend otherwise. So it was really important that we do create that bond. And also, you know, our trainers called at one point, because we knew it was going to be difficult. We couldn't find trained dogs. They were just regular dogs that we found. And didn't really train them. What we did was acclimate to them and acclimate them to the filmmaking process. We knew there would probably be one shot for me to create a bond with these dogs. And if it didn't work, that was it. We'd have to get a couple of other dogs and try it again. And it came the day when Boone, who was the contractor who got the dogs, is a great trainer. He said these dogs are really hard to train. The hardest animals he'd ever worked with. Not because they're ornery, it's just by nature they want to do what they want to do. And so anyhow, he said, okay, now's the moment. Come on down to the train station. I want you to meet the dogs. And so I went down, he came out of the train station. I could see he was really nervous. And because if it didn't work, he's going to have to start this whole process. It took him 6 months to get there, all over again. So he said, look, don't look at the dogs. Don't pet the dogs. Just hang with us. Okay? I said, fine. So I came in, and I just hanging with the trainers and in the space. And the dogs were coming and going and just kind of in their own world. And I was there for an hour, just kind of essentially being myself, not being tense and not being any agenda. And he said, okay, that's enough for today. So I came back the next day. He said, okay, today you can look at them. So we spent another hour or 2 hours on that day where actually he was still hanging out, talking to the guys, but I'd look at the dogs. But don't try to touch them. The third day came in, and we were hanging out, talking, I'm looking, we're laughing, normal conversation. And at one point, the female of the 3 dogs came right over and put her head on my lap. And I looked over and Boone, and he said, it's okay, go ahead. So I started petting the dog at that time. And from then on, I was a member of the pack, and that was fine. And we were the only ones who engaged the dogs. So no matter if there were 5 cameras going and there were 400 people hanging around, they only looked to the trainers and me for anything. So we created our own community within this very large, chaotic situation. And I think that was really the key of getting the really kind of magical footage that we got.
Is there something you learned different from working with those dogs than you have other actors, human actors?
No.
You didn't learn anything?
No, it's the same process.
Look, all creativity comes from authentic, natural reactions to the world. And the same process we do as human beings. We're able to create that. An animal can't create